Hello, everybody. Glen here. Um, Normally, I do info kind of video session, but this one today is a sad one. A friend of mine and a friend of many in Sioux, Michigan, and in Sioux, Canada, passed away. His name Henry Switzer. Henry and I go back quite a few decades, friendship-wise. Um, Back in the late '90s, I'd known him at that time, but became a music teacher at Gary Hatch's music store called Groove's Music. I was their drum teacher, and got to know Henry even better at that time, and ended up starting a band with him and a great singer, Bob Cook, and another great musician, guitar player, bass player, Matt Sharp. Myself and Henry, we were called Seventh Sign, and it was just a fun band that we threw together. We were all playing and doing other things at the time. I was playing over there steady with a band called the Crank Shop at the Satisfied Frog and a bunch of other places downstate. So it just kind of worked out. We all got together, got to know each other, and started a band. And we were practicing in Henry's auto body garage, which is the one he had before moving down to Dafter, Michigan. So it was a lot of fun. I remember going over with my old tradesman van and bringing my drums over for each practice, and he would be just getting off work. He worked hard at this body shop, and so he'd still be in his work clothes, and he would sweep out this bay of the garage with all the dust, and he'd roll out these rubber carpets just for my drum set, and we would practice tunes, and it's funny, the industrial rubber mats that he always rolled out under the drum set, he gave those to me, and they still are under my drum set when I play live on certain gigs that where the stage doesn't have carpet, so the drums don't slide. So I still have Henry Switzer carpet under my drum set, as goofy as that sounds. I also own the bass rig from Matt Sharp, who sold it. Matt moved away and Henry moved away, and so the band really never got its legs, but we had fun doing it at the time. Henry used to come into the music store all the time. He was a gear nut just like myself, and up until just before his heart surgery, we were always talking music gear. We're talking PA and recording and all that fun stuff that musicians love to do. There's an ongoing thing with Henry and me. He always loved the band Journey, and he could sing it really, really well. I personally hate that band. It's just one of those deals. When I was growing up, I'm older than Henry, by the way. When I was growing up, they played Journey constantly on the radio stations, and I just grew to hate it. So it was a kind of a joke between him and me that if I'd go see his band play and I walk in and I see them and they'd be doing a Journey song, I would just I would look at him and just shake my head, just to bug him. And he always laughed at that. And he always tried to get a conversation going, trying to talk about Journey, and I would always diffuse it in my own sarcastic way, and we had a lot of fun with that. And even when he posts videos of him doing like the karaoke kind of thing, where he has a music track and he'll sing along, he'll do a Journey song, and then I'll throw in the odd little dig or send him a message like, "What the hell is that?" So, point to make though is that he was a phenomenal musician, and most musicians that had the chance to play in a band with him knew that. Unfortunately, for a lot of us now, that's a memory, a good one, but it's a tough one to deal with. In the last few years, Henry and I have shared the love of music, because we started doing some collaboration projects. I have a good friend, Tony Kajnar, and myself. We've written tons and tons of songs, and we've been recording for the longest time to put out an album, and it's in the final stages now. We're just doing the final mixes and tweaking, and we're doing it all in my recording studio. Most of us musicians have our little studios. Henry was no different. So I wanted to dig out a song that I wrote with a couple other friends, Jim O'Leary and Steve Cardiff. We wrote this song many, many, many years ago, and I wanted to bring it into this album and just give it a new, we'll give it a little more horsepower, we'll say. So I had a few other songs too, and I presented them all to Henry, because we were talking about, he was bored at the time, he was looking for something musical. He's always been a cover music guy, like he likes to do the cover thing. We all do, but the doing full bore original material is not every musician's cup of tea. So he had a little bit of cold feet trying to, not trying to, but had cold feet about doing it. I said, look, just give it your best shot. And I says, we're not great singers ourselves, and we're looking for better singers. And he was definitely a better singer for a few songs that we wanted outside help. So I sent the rough drafts of the song to him with the lyrics, and it's an older kind of a prog rock, not proggy, but you might get a little bit of a Rush influence on it. Not that we wanted a Geddy Lee type vocal on it. So I presented him with 3 songs, and so he ended up falling in love with this one song called "Can You Hear Me," and he just had fun with it. I don't know if he ever videotaped him doing this in his studio. Hopefully, that might surface. I don't know, but he did the vocal tracks and sent it to me, and I loved them. Sent it to my guitar player, and he loved them, and so we incorporated them into the rough drafts, and then we rebuilt the song around it, the vocal and the bed tracks. So it's sad to say that I was working on it the night before he passed, because it was one of the last songs to go on our album. So most of the other work was already done, and I was doing finishing touches on that one and another one. And so when I was done around 4 a.m. Doing this rough draft of it to send to my guitar player, see what he thought, I was going to send it to Henry. Then I figured, oh well, I'll wait until the afternoon or the morning and send it to him, because I'm sure he's probably just worn out. He'd just gone through heart surgery, was at home with his wife and enjoying the recovery period. So, needless to say, I went to bed at around 4:30 after sending it to my guitar player, the song. And I wake up and listened to the song a few times, was having a late breakfast. And because Henry and I are connected on Facebook and the social media thing, whenever somebody posts on his site, I was getting the like a rebound of the messages, and then someone I know that also knows Henry let me know that something had gone wrong with Henry's health, and he was rushed to hospital. And at first I didn't believe it. I was in total denial. I just couldn't I couldn't grasp it. I mean, here's the guy, went through hell, got through the surgery, recovering at home, things look great, and now we have an issue. Now, I know from experience, my wife had open heart surgery. I know that many things can go wrong, even a month down the road. So you're always on your guard. Unfortunately, the worst happened, and now we talk about Henry now, who's no longer with us. So it was horrible, a horrible feeling, and still horrible. Just to talk about it right now, it's horrible. I still don't believe it. So I know Henry had tons and tons of fans and friends, and this, and most know him as a musician. Most, that's where it all started from. But when he became a business owner, his personality just spread out from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm sharing this song with everyone. It is a rough draft of what Henry contributed to my project, and we also did some other stuff too. But this one, he really liked it. He really liked the song. He was an old rocker, deep down. Loved his 80s metal. I was not an 80s metal fan, but I like good rock. And so we connected quite a bit in our music taste. But he really liked doing this song vocally. And it might be the last thing he's done. I'm not sure. So I'm going to play the song in its entirety for you to enjoy. It's a harder rock song. I know at this point in time we kind of want to hear softer songs and bring back memories of Henry, but I just know that he wanted to go out doing original material and have a little bit of an aggressive side to him. So this is probably the more aggressive Henry than most people have heard. I can't remember how many times it took him to do the take. Not very much. It's not really a lot of vocals in it, but what he did do in the song is great, in my opinion. So Henry does the lead vocal on here. I'm looking at my chart here. Basically does 3 vocal sections. He does the main sections, the vocals. He does this kind of a callback thing, and he does the high harmony over my vocal line. So you're going to hear Henry and I doing vocals. That's all he did on the song. The guitar, all the guitar work is by my friend Tony Kajnar, who, like Henry, is a great player too. And I do the drumming and the bass. And I hope people enjoy it. I hope people enjoy it as much as Henry's enthusiasm was to do this song. Like I say, it's an older song, and he definitely gave it a lot more power than the original version had, and it'll always be a piece of my connection to Henry as the days, months, and years move along without him. So here's the song in its entirety. Enjoy it, and like I say, this video you can share with your friends, and remember Henry as a top-notch musician, husband, father, successful businessman, and just a great friend, and one of the biggest Journey fans. Sorry, Henry. Peace.
A Please leave